and you know, just experience life. So.
Specific chapters in the book, Single Mom PhD, do you still have some people that'll, hey, that particular item is what really helped me through this particular situation?
Yeah, there are certain parts in the book where people are like, oh my gosh, that really, you know, connected with me.
Yeah.
You know, actually in the book when I talk about my own personal journey, outside of the single parenting part, but just being a woman
Mm-hmm.
and going through life situations as a young woman and just trying to figure out, you know, who am I and what am I supposed to be doing? I remember, you know, actually having graduated from college, and at that point trying to figure out, okay, well, what am I going to do with my life? And then all of a sudden here I am, you know, pregnant with a child. And so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, my goal of, you know, going forward and getting my master's degree and doctorate degree were kind of like, okay, well, what do I do with this now? I've got a child on the way, and can I still accomplish my goals?
Right.
So then it's having to kind of step back and recharge and recalibrate and try to figure out how am I going to, you know, at that point your child is the most important. So it's like, how am I going to manage this, but also still, you know, stay on the path to where
So how long did that process take until you finally said, hey, I got this under control now. I know what I'm going to do?
Well, Joe, I will have to be honest. When I got pregnant with Zachary,
I'm still figuring that out even today sometimes.
still trying to figure it out. But when I got pregnant, it was an eye-opening experience, and one that, yeah, I just felt like, oh boy, okay, here we go, and and it was scary. I have to admit, it was very, very, very scary.
Yeah. How old were you?
At the time, I was 24.
Yeah.
And just, you know, just had graduated from college and had life, my whole life in front of me, and then got pregnant with Zach, and it was very scary, like I said, and just trying to figure out, okay, well, can I still do this? And to be honest with you, my faith had a lot to do with it, because I just remember being in my apartment. I lived in Louisville at the time, and and kind of alone with God at the time, and I just felt God say, you know, if you just stay faithful and you stick with me, I'll get you through this. And not only will I get you through this, I'll give you what you need to continue on your path. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about this book, because it's like, had I not had that encouragement, I could not have continued to go forward. So
I think the book is. I think the book it's a book, but it has a life of its own, because everyone, whether it's the female, the women, the men, the youngsters, the young girls growing up, coming into those years, and even those that have gone through similar situations can relate to it, and I think that's what makes it such a gift.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Joe, you know, actually I woke up this morning and
good. I'm glad you woke up.
Yes, I'm glad I woke up too. And thank God for everything. But I woke up this morning, and that mornings tend to be my times of inspiration, as you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, okay, well, what do I want to say today? And and I just felt so inspired to tell people that, you know, single motherhood, single fatherhood, all of that are life situations. But there's something bigger. There's a higher purpose. There's a higher calling.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go through all kinds of situations in our lives. We're going to go through births and deaths and all of the stuff in between, but what are we going to do with that? Why are we in this situation? And it's not just because these life circumstances happen. It's because there's, I always used to tell my kids at school, there's someone waiting down the road for you. They're waiting down the road for your experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we're not always going to have this really nice and pretty life. You know, there's going to be some things that happen along the way, but it's not just for our growth, it's for the growth of others that we're going to meet into our, you know, as we continue into our future.
We never know the number of people that we affect by who we are.
That's correct, yes.
Well, I think it's exciting. What time will you be on TV today?
I'll be on KTAP for you at 4 o'clock today.
Okay. And then you're going to be on with them monthly?
Monthly.
Yeah.
Starting in September. I'll be on in September, October, November, and December.
Okay.
And then they said, we'll talk about what's going to happen next year. So.
Well, Dr. Tracey Brown is the author of Single Mom PhD, Practical Strategies for Building an Effective